We're about to go see a failure in extreme delegation. And it's gonna be a reaction type video because one of the craziest things, probably about a handful of crazy things I've seen happen. And this is good natured too. Like, this is just something that just, we'll explain away here, but this is gonna be awesome. And so we're gonna,
I haven't seen it yet.
Brett's not seen it at all. I came by, the guys told me about the situation I had one of our new guys, he's young, I call him a kid because I'm getting old enough to say that, kind of young kid, not super experienced with a skid steer. And then I turned him loose to organize and throw away a bunch of stuff in our boneyard here at the shop. And what happened next, no one really knows, but I know what happened, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. Okay, Brett, feast your eyes on this.
Holy cow.
Wait, it gets better when you look at it.
But I don't like being recorded on this because this is like my genuine reaction and people are going to think this is like clickbaity. But holy crap, it looked better before.
Come take a walk. It gets better. So, what I'm about to show you, you should have small children leave the room. Viewer discretion is advised.
What happened here,
Here we go. I don't think there was a pallet here that wasn't spilled.
So what happened? What happened?
Can you help Book down? I thought I undid your buckles. Sorry, I got caught up in the moment.
Yeah.
So.
Why? But why? Whatever video you're making on this, that should be the title of this. It doesn't have to be this way.
This stuff was all palletized at one point.
And oh no, he broke those?
Yeah, those are 40 bucks a piece. That is pretty crummy. These are risers for stormwater basins, catch basins. That column cap is wrong side down. You know, it was a $100 column cap, decorative side down. This stuff's junk. Yeah, oh Zeke, that big piece of lava rock's right there, buddy. I got it out of a volcano. No, not really, Zeke. But here's what happened. It was a day here in Ohio. It was really hot for Ohio, and he'd never done this kind of stuff before. And he'd just actually gotten off a job where he's on a skid steer loader for a week, but was just in a parking lot moving aggregate back and forth. And he'd never actually been on the skid steer with forks. And apparently, like, you all know how boneyards go, right? And there's a big discussion here that can be had as far as like why you shouldn't keep boneyards, because you get bricks and pavers, like clay bricks, and pavers and block that you'll never use again, you can't stomach throwing away because it's thousands and thousands of dollars of material, left over. Like what this stuff is back here for, like these cut up, I don't know why those are here, but they're here. They are in the boneyard. And so I learned this at a Techo Block conference years ago. You're better off to throw this stuff away directly from a job, unless it's something like, I got you, Zeke. Here. You want me to open it or not? Yeah. Unless it's something you use job to job, like in our case, it's Unilock, Beacon Hill. We use tons of that stuff. So to save a bunch of this color here, which is called River, it makes sense when you run short, whatever. Of course, when you're staging it, you can't do that to it and scratch it to death because that piece is trash now too. But you're better off because by the time you repalletize it, ship it home, strap it down, ship it, bring it here, it sits for 2 years. Colors probably aren't gonna match anyways, if it's something you don't use very often. And then it sits here forever, and then you pay one of your guys a day's rate and dump truck and all that to get rid of it. It's all for naught. Like this band fell off here as it's getting moved and loaded. Now these Copthorne pavers here, these are worth saving. So we use these on, a lot of different jobs. So it makes sense to save those. These earth colored 4x8s, God only knows next time we'll actually use these. Bringing those home was a waste of money and a waste of time and a waste of effort, and a $22 pallet that we have a deposit on is trash. So this is one of those cases of extreme delegation, which one thing I'm willing to do is let my guys screw up, let my guys fail, set them up for success, but let them learn and win on their own.
Well, this is a failure.
This is an epic fail. And I know, by the way, one of the other things, it was super hot. He's not really familiar with a machine like this and handling material delicately. And then also, I think he bit off more than he could chew. He pulled the whole place apart with the intention that, oh, this won't take very long, because he was also taking it and then loading it on the big dump truck, the 4300 over. But he bit off more than he could chew at one time. It was super hot, and he didn't give himself enough time to do it. So, Britt, your final amazement at this.
I don't know. Like, I want to go piece things back together myself. I'm like, oh, well, there's some. I'm like, well, there's some bullnose. Found that in the yard.
Where'd you find a brick hammer at?
In the yard.
Welcome to Almond Landscape, folks. I don't know.
The thought right now is we should probably have just a container dumped here and just chuck stuff in there for $300 and have it hauled away instead of making a million trips back.
Yeah, that's not a bad thought. Yeah, but this is crazy. So, anyways, I am totally fine again with delegating, and I'd do it again because you guys got to learn, and the only way they're going to learn is by doing. And in this case, I'm really going to pay for this because it's just, look at this mess. It's insane. But it's okay. We're all going to learn a lesson from this, I promise you. And I'm not going to be an idiot about it and a jerk boss or employer that's going to go yell at my guy about this because he's a young dude.
We're just going to blast you on social media instead.
No, this video won't drop until I dedicate it to our individual. But like, I'm not going to scream and yell at him about this. I'm not going to yell about it. I am going to ask, like, hey man, walk me through like your process on this and your rationale, and like, let's talk about this so we can both learn from it, and we're gonna make a learning experience out of it for all parties. So with that said, that's the way we're gonna walk into this. So you got to be somebody you'd want to work for. So if you screwed up like this, and I can see the comments now, is, oh, I know how to run a skid steer. I'd never, everybody screws up something. And so if you don't have the mental capacity to understand that you are imperfect and you will screw up something, and when that happens, you want someone to be lenient with you and not scream and yell at you, that is what begins to separate good employers and leaders from others. So if you have trouble keeping good guys, you might want to look in the mirror. Our guy's been with us for 10, 10, 20, and now, well, 3 months. But hopefully a long time, and we can train, and get things going in a positive direction. So that's why we look at stuff. We'll have a little more in-depth podcast episode on this Kid Contractor podcast. Check it out. Instagram story, we'll talk about it a little bit here too. Thanks for watching, and still, don't be afraid to delegate. You can go fast by yourself or far with a team. We're trying to go with a team. Here we go. Where did your growth come from?
It was just me. Every single person I met, somehow, some way, I was telling them about my business. I would post about it on social media. And what really kickstarted my business was this one photo that I posted. It wasn't my idea. I seen another pooper scooper do something similar. And I asked her, I was like, hey, can I borrow that picture and post it on my social? And she's like, yeah, sure, not a problem, whatever. So I did that. It was a before and after picture, lots of dog poop, then no dog poop. I posted it in 47 buy-sell trade groups online. I left out of town because I was selling jewelry at the time as like a part-time deal. My phone was insane. Like, it blew up, and I went from one customer to like 40 so quick. And that one photo made me like $5,000.